Welcome back, guys. I just wanted to do a little nutrient mixing update tonight for you guys. We're going to do something a little bit different with these reservoirs down here. As you guys know from watching the previous video, that reservoir up there with the lettuce in it, actually I was using Botanicare and still using Botanicare. Just basically checking pH every day and making sure that the water temperature is good. Right now I do have a frozen bottle of water in there because the water was getting pretty close to about 70 degrees, so we're trying to keep it a little low. Right now we're at about 66 or so with the frozen water bottle in there. So these reservoirs here, they're 3.5 gallon buckets I picked up at the local hydro store with these 6-inch net pot lids. They're actually really popular as far as hydroponics are concerned. So I actually have three of these already mixed up. This one over here, we're going to be doing the cucamelons in it. That one, as far as the ratio is concerned with the Masterblend, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. And then over here for the peppers and tomatoes, it's a 3-3-2 ratio. So doing the math, 3 gallons on a 2-to-1 would put us at 6-6-3. And then over here we'd have a 9-9-6. So this is what we're going to be using. It's the Masterblend 3-part, 4:18:38 NPK ratios. And we get our calcium nitrate, 15.5:0:0. And then we have magnesium sulfate, aka Epsom salt. You don't have to buy Epsom salt like this, but it came as a full kit that I bought, so this is how I'm using it. Obviously you can go to Walmart and buy Epsom salt in any form, probably a lot cheaper. To mix these nutrients you will need a gram scale. I have one here, so we're just going to kind of get right into this here. As far as the water is concerned, this is tap water. I did let it sit out for almost 24 hours, and then I actually transferred it from bucket to bucket about 8 to 10 times to try to eliminate some of the chlorine in there. I know it doesn't get rid of all of it, but that's what I'm working with. I don't have the money to buy an RO system. So we're going to get right into mixing up these nutrients. Make sure this is tared out at 0. And we are set on grams. So first you want to start with the Masterblend. You don't need a lot of this at all, and it does go a long way. So again, this fourth bucket we're going to be doing a 9-9-6 ratio. So we want 9 grams of the Masterblend. Let's see here. Doesn't take a lot at all. Oh, we're over by 1. Alright. You want to try to be pretty accurate with this as best as possible. So that way you keep all your nutrient reservoirs pretty much the same. Alright, so we're at 9 grams right there. So you can do this one of two ways. You can either pour this directly into the reservoir, which I'm going to do, or what you can do is also you can pre-dilute it in warm water, and that will help dissolve a lot of the nutrients right off the bat, and then you just mix it in if you want to do it that way. So you pretty much want to give this a really good stir. Make sure that the majority of it is dissolved. I have not pH'd any of these other buckets yet. I want to actually let the nutrients set a little bit before I get into actually setting the pH. Make sure that there's no spikes or drops as usual. And basically keep mixing. So as far as the update with all the vegetables, I don't know if you can see it, but down on the bottom there, still on the seedling trays, those guys are doing really good. Unfortunately, the cowhorn pepper didn't seem to want to cooperate as far as sprouting, so I think that guy's going to get plucked, but the rest of them will get transplanted into these buckets here. So alright, next step after the Masterblend, we want to use the calcium nitrate. Yes, calcium nitrate is the same stuff that you use to melt snow with, so if you're from any state that has snow, it's pretty much the same stuff. Do not go to your local home improvement store and buy calcium nitrate and try to put it into your reservoir, because it's not exactly the same formulation. And then again, we want 9 grams of the calcium. Alright, 9 exactly. Same thing. We're going to mix this into the reservoir. And just like pretty much any science experiment that you learned in high school or are learning in high school if you're watching this, you don't want to mix chemicals directly together. They can have an adverse chemical reaction. So pretty much do one nutrient at a time, mix it in really well, make sure it's dissolved, and then add the next nutrient in. So let's see, where are we at? It's pretty good. Alright, and then the last one, Epsom salt. Now Epsom salt, we're going to be doing a 6 ratio, so you want 6 grams. Remember, 996 is our formulation for tomatoes and peppers. And lettuce, you don't need that high of a formulation because it's actually really potent for lettuce. Lettuce is not a fruiting crop, obviously, so you don't want to be using high nutrient strengths because it can become a problem and actually burn your plants. Alright, so we're a little over there, kind of fluctuating a little bit. Alright, so we're at 6. Alright, and then we'll pour that into the reservoir. And we'll mix that in really well. And I do have my HM Digital ppm meter, just so you guys can see what this comes out to. This reservoir back here came out to 1202 on 3 gallons with a 996. This one right here came to 1180 on 3 gallons with a 996. And this one back here came to 835 on 3 gallons with a 663 ratio. So basically anywhere from about 740 up to about 900 or so is good for lettuce or any sort of lettuce family plant. And then obviously any fruiting flowering plants. I mean, technically yes, cucamelons are a fruiting flowering plant, but they're not as hardy as peppers and tomatoes. So alright, so as far as this reservoir, let's see what this ppm comes out to. Now obviously as your nutrients settle, your numbers will change a little bit, but it looks like right now we're at about 1197. Let's see, 1198, 1199, 1200. So we'll probably get it right around the same as this other bucket, 1202, roughly. So that's pretty much how you guys want to mix your nutrients. Like I said, it's kind of how you want to do it type scenario. Yes, my plants are still pretty small, but they're going to be in this bucket until basically we harvest them. So you pretty much want to get your nutrients settled right off the get-go and just let them go. Kratky method, this is how it's done. Everybody does their ratio strengths a little bit different, so it really all depends on what's successful for you. It's basically trial and error, and that's what gardening is all about, is learning from your mistakes and moving on, and doing better next time. But as of tonight, this is where we stand. Tomorrow morning, these guys will be fully transplanted in and ready to go. And I'll give you guys a quick little peek before I do my video update on the lettuce. So this is where we're at after about a week. If you guys watched the last video, you remember where we were last weekend. So I'll go over everything with you guys as far as this reservoir is concerned. And then obviously I do need some more lights. I have one more over here, and I need to get 2 to shine down right here. So I will be ordering 2 more Hidden Harvest Grow lights. So, and also you will notice too that I'll have fabric pots with cocoa in them. We're going to be kind of doing a little bit of a comparison grow. So that's pretty much where we stand. So for now, I'll see you guys on the next video. I will be posting again tomorrow with another update once everything's in. Thanks for watching.